Welcome back to Chastastic Gaming. I'm Chastastic, and today once again we are playing Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and now we're onto the flying battery zone. In the last episode we actually came off of Mushroom Hill Zone and jumped right onto the back of the flying battery, chasing down Robotnik, the scourge of humanity that he is. Now this level does have quite a few instant death pits, a few sections like that which are mildly annoying. It seems to have the same kind of theming as Sonic 1, in the sense that you have a really easy stage to begin with, and there's some quite cool mechanics and stuff in Mushroom Hill, with multiple paths and all the other gunk like that, and then it goes on to this ridiculously, you know, almost out of the blue difficulty for the second level. It's not overly difficult, it's just the instant death and things like that isn't just not ideal, and there's a lot of bouncing and things that aren't obvious. For example, there's a section later on when we're on the hull of the flying battery, and it actually expects us to use the rockets to break our way in through the hull, because of course there's nowhere else that we can go, which I'll mention it when we get there. But as I said, this is like an airship, so what we need to, so there are sections where you can sort of fall off the airship itself, and that doesn't end well for you. Don't fall off airplanes, it's bad for your health. Oh, just realised we got an extra life there. And we got another one here. Haha. There we go, we're actually doing not too bad ring-wise. Ring ding ding. Oh, so the fire shield actually protects us from their bullets, which is quite good, because I've got a bad habit of getting hit by those bullets. It's funny because the face cam's sort of a new aspect to this, to my recording setup, and I actually forgot to switch it on, and I got to this section, but it took me a bit longer before, so glad that we didn't had a save file just at the start of this level, so we could just jump straight back. Oh, again, this just throws, like, there's a lot of misdirection with this level. That should have, of course, had something in it, but apparently it's a bounce pad. Oh, well, what was I supposed to do about that? Go. There we go. So that's sort of a magnet thing. Let's jump into the bonus stage. Go and get some. I went up on a fire shield. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fine. A 1-up in a fire shield is kind of what we were looking for. And it's got us up to 159 rings, which is loads of rings. Actually, a really interesting thing about ring counts is that, of course, every 100 rings you get an extra life. So you hit 100 rings, you get an extra life. You hit 200 rings, you get an extra life. But did you know that if you hit 300 rings, you get nothing? I think it's mostly because I think the reasoning for it is that most levels actually have less rings. They don't have as many rings as that, as 300, so it's not really something that they programmed in, because it was pretty much not expected to happen, but it does happen. Now, the bit I mentioned before where we have to, like, you can see there's nowhere to go here. The only way we can get in is by getting it to, break the hull. If you didn't know the game well enough, you potentially could have been stuck at that section for a long time. Actually, we're really close to 200 rings, and we're right at the end of the level. If I recall, there's actually a bonus ring over here which we can go and grab, and we can give this a whack. Ooh, we're so tantalizingly close. 5 more and then we can get an extra life, which is, we don't have enough of the emeralds from the first from Sonic 3, the Sonic 3 levels, because we are now on to the Sonic and Knuckles levels. So it does kind of mean that we cannot get Hypersonic. But I don't know where that leaves us in getting Supersonic. There is actually a difference between Hypersonic and Supersonic. Hypersonic can jump higher, and I think he kills all the enemies on screen whenever he does a double jump. I'm not 100% sure. Well, I'm just going to try not to do any, like, major fuck-ups, because these levels can get a little bit on the tricky side. But I think we've got it. Actually, don't collect all the rings. We'll do this bit, because these bits are a bit, because it's, you lose like that. That's how you lose. Special stage. Well, we only have 2 of the emeralds. So are we going to be able to collect 5 more rings? This is the question. And this is the question of life. What's in that? These guys. Ow, come on. Ah, yeah, we will not be getting that. So let's try and get back up here. So we came down here in hopes of getting that 11th life. Ah, this is going to be quite tough, isn't it? It's going to be quite tough to get out of here. I would like freedom, please. One freedom, please. So this boss is actually quite easy. Again, more misdirection with these boxes. So he attacks himself, which is really, really easy to avoid. He's not really that difficult. Whoa. Don't look at camera. Don't look at camera, look at screen when fighting boss. There we go. He's slain himself. He has been slain. And let's let it drop over here. Sometimes when it does hit the ground, it does give you an extra box thing. But of course, if you're watching this, you're already aware of that. Because it's Sonic mechanics. Anyway, I was actually looking, speaking of Sonic mechanics, I was actually looking at some of the gameplay footage for Sonic Mania, and it looks amazing. I didn't realise that it was actually you were going to be able to play as Sonic and Sonic, Tails and Knuckles, which is really cool. I was watching I can't remember the name of the stage, but it was like a sand-based level, and I can see a lot of the mechanics, and actually one of the enemies either looked very similar, or it looked like the weird spinning robots from Springyard. And I was seeing a lot of, I was getting a very, very Springyard feel from the level. I mean, the art style is all different. We can go that way, but I always found that way really, really difficult, and I always found that I lost a lot of lives going that way. So we'll try and stick to get out of my life. We'll try and stick to the routes that I know I'm not going to get killed like 40 million times. It was like when I was doing my Sonic 2 playthrough, I was actually surprised at how little I died in that. Actually, if you've not seen that thing in the description, I'm not sure how YouTube's working at the moment, because I know there's changes to suggested videos and stuff on mobile, so there might be a way for me to directly put that on screen or something like that with the mobile system, which would be really cool. So I'll have a look into that just to make it easier for you guys to check out more of my videos, which you should do, by the way, because you would like it. And this weird spider thing that takes us across, which is weird, because if you've, like in Sonic 2, there is the spiders that you don't actually want to grab you in the chemical plant zone, because if they grab you and Tails doesn't help you, they hurt you. Which is weird how they don't just hurt you by grabbing you. It's like sort of a... Okay, Tails died. You shall be avenged, Tails. Whoa, let's not stand there, because that will come down and we would get crushed if we stayed there. Bye, Tails. Tails just always gets left behind. Ah, here we are. So this is sort of like again, this is another thing that makes this stage quite, very different. It's like, it's got this sort of sub-boss, and to my knowledge, no other levels have that. I mean, even the last levels, well, sorry, that would be incorrect. Like Sky Sanctuary has a few sort of sub-bosses when you play as Knuckles, because you play different versions of old bosses from older games. Like you verse one of the Metropolis Zone boss, where it has the sort of bubbles. You fight him. I think you fight him a few different ones anyway. I can't remember the specifics. But other than that, there's no other... Oh, something wrong with his eyes there. There's no other sections like that, so we just got to keep going, because we can get crushed by that. If that catches up to us, it can crush us. But because we're ahead of it, we're now sitting about like tubes. I'm just sitting here, just waiting. Yeah, and it's coming. So try not to stand under the spikes, so we just keep ourselves over at this side. Eventually it comes up and we get to the boss and it sort of locks in spots. Probably skip to that section because there's there's a great big bit of nothing here, isn't there? Oh no! Oh, and the ring's gone. Okay, so I'm gonna play the careful game. So I'm only gonna go for one hit at a time. And Tails looks like he's trying to screw me over as much as he can. Okay, so one hit at a time, don't get greedy, because otherwise we're gonna die. Thanks for that, Tails. Oh, he killed me. He killed me. He's supposed to be my pal, but he's clearly not. Next he's going to be stealing my... Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. Next he's going to be stealing my girlfriend. That's what I was going to say. So hopefully, I think what we need to do is we need to aim to get our attack in before Tails does, because Tails is not very good and he tends to like kind of screw us over a little bit with this boss. Oh. Whoa. So the one ring that we're gonna have to save. Okay, so come on, spin. I'm trying to work out how to prompt him. Is it sort of you jump over him to prompt him? So, yep, no, nothing. Yeah, there we go. So, fire, it lights up his fire. Oh, catch that. Oh, there we go. That was lucky. So we managed to get off this. Now, an interesting point about this, and I mentioned this before about the screen transitions. At the end of this, we run off the end, and you'll notice we'll knock a door off. The original version of the level layout is you would go on to you would move on to Ice Cap Zone, where you would then be snowboarding down this down the mountain. Now, obviously that doesn't exist in this. That's not the way it goes, because you go straight to Sandopolis. But it was cool that they incorporated the door into sort of a snowboarding mechanic, but then didn't use it. But I'm actually going to hold it for this episode with this next level, because this next level is a bit of a labyrinth and it's got a lot of stuff of its own to deal with. But anyway, I've been Chastastic, Chastastic Gaming, and you have a fantastic day. Bye!